Shalom Saints, my name is Precious. I'm a crew member of Rachel's Supernatural Testimonies, and I'm also a student of Melchizedek School of Prophecy Bible Studies. And I would also like to share my testimony where the Lord has got me from and until now, until to this point actually. I would like to share where I was like, I think let's start to when I was 13 something. When I was 13, I was a very depressed person and very suicidal person. I didn't know much about God. I didn't know who He is. But one thing I knew for sure is that I did love Him, and I really did love the Lord, despite not knowing who He truly was. I just knew that there was a God, and you know, out there, and His name was Jesus. I was a Christian back then, but you know, being a Christian without like having that personal experience with God is not really much. So, of course, that time, me being really suicidal, the Lord really helped me because I didn't end up doing anything that was dumb, like meaning I didn't kill myself. So if it was not for the Lord, honestly, I'd have been gone. And there's many times where the devil tried to kill me, like when I was younger. There was this beans cooking on the stove, and I slept, and those beans were hot. They had been on that stove for a long, long time. Those beans almost like I slept, fell, and those beans fell too, and he almost burnt me, but somehow I didn't get burnt. It was just a little part of my body that got burnt, but I didn't get burnt to a point I had to go to the hospital. It was not even a burn. It was just, it's so tiny. I don't even count it as anything. I also consider that as a testimony because that day I could have died as well. So throughout those times to when I was 14, my depression at that time, it had like increased to a point where I was like, ready to drink alcohol, anything to take away the void I felt, because I felt very empty inside. To a point, I was ready to do anything. It didn't matter what it was. I was just ready to do anything crazy. And the Lord being very merciful and gracious, He brought someone. Because my mom was having someone, her sister, her aunt, basically my mother. She's a mother to me. So the Lord used the opportunity to bring my aunt to my house, and when she came, it was on my birthday, July 10th. That's the day she came to where I was. That time, of course, again, mentioning my depression, it had increased really bad. And let's see. So at that time, first time meeting her, it was a nice moment and everything. So the Lord used her, like she introduced me to who the Lord is, and I got to learn more about God through her. Of course, the Lord using her, because there's also moments where like when she left to go back to where she was, of course I was still I was struggling again, because the devil was attacking. He'll find ways to attack my mind. He'll find ways to bring depression again. There's many times where the Lord will use it to encourage me when I'm like really low, or when I'm having mind battles. She'll call or we'll talk, and I feel encouraged again. I feel happy again. I feel hopeful again. And there's times where I didn't have to call anything, the Lord himself would step in and really encourage me. Like when I was really like, again, when I was having those mind battles again, it happened like a little too often, actually very often, where I'll have those my mind battles. There's this specific time where I was sitting and my mind was really going crazy, and I was just like, Lord, please help me. I don't want to, think this way. Lord, help me. Lord, help me. And I remember like the Lord at that time, I felt he was there to help me, to comfort me. I I did not feel alone. I had someone to help me, and it was him helping me in those times, in those, I'll call them, dark moments. And these times again, mind battles will continue to happen. Like another time where I guess I was also having another mind battle, and the Lord will also bring in this soft, amazing wind, and would just calm me down. It was so beautiful. It was so wonderful. And honestly, because of my mind battles, I did not want to grieve him away. I guess I panicked and ran, because I did not want to be a person that would, I did not want to be the one to grieve him away. So I ended up leaving that specific spot, knowing that he's actually there. That was not fair to him at all. So there's also other ways where the Lord, there's other ways that the Lord used to help me to get to know him better, and of course to know who he is, basically. And that was through Bible study. And how our Bible study started, it was when my aunt, named Rachel, of course, she was like, she invited me to join their Bible study, and I agreed. And which at that time I don't, it's like at that time I was not doing anything, so it seemed like a great way to do something that's about the Lord. So those times when we did Bible study, there is the devil try to use another way to prevent to prevent us from doing Bible study. It was me, my sister, of course my cousin, who is basically a sister to me. She is a sister to me. They're both my sisters, and of course my mother as well. So in those times when we did Bible study, there was my mother who always tried to prevent us from doing Bible study. Basically, when she would find us talking or doing Bible study or anything like that, she'd get really angry, and that's the moments where I she would get beat up for it. And honestly, even despite that happening, the Lord encouraged us in those moments when we're low, and we would just we would just encourage ourselves in the Lord, and the Lord will help us through that. And of course, there's times where our devices were taken away and we had to somehow climb windows and stuff like that to get our devices back. And of course, despite whatever despite everything that she did, like to prevent us from doing the Bible study, there will always be a way to get those devices back. Sorry, I kind of skipped ahead. Like, for example, she would, again, I think I mentioned this again before, but she'll, we had back then iPads from school and stuff like that, and she would lock them downstairs, or she'll get my brothers to watch us to make sure that we're not doing the Bible study. But despite that, by God's grace, we continued doing the Bible study. And the amazing part is, I was like, oh my goodness, how, like, honestly, as a person, as me, as a person, if it was not for the Lord helping us through and also giving us the strength to go through all of that, um, I would have, backslided. Well, actually, there's many times where we have backslided, but the Lord would have, would bring us back, to Himself, back to the Bible study, back to where He wants to be. I mean, back where He wants us to be. And of course, but what I meant by, like, if it was not for the Lord helping us, I mean, like, I would not be a Christian. I would not be where I'm at now. I would have probably went out there, done some crazy things, and I would have, I don't know, been drinking, doing all those things. But it was by His grace that we are still standing, and we are still spiritually alive. And of course, we still have our own struggles, but even now, the Lord is still helping us. And I know that, like, if like a situation comes and we're like, let's say, discouragement happens or depression happens, and of course there has been more. There have been other times where, like, I will of course, like, get really low and ready to give up and just give up everything. But the Lord, over the side now, I feel strength. I feel this hope. I feel like the Lord is encouraging me and helping me, and of course through other people. Well, yeah. And there's times where, like, for example, in those times where we're getting persecuted for doing Bible study, there's times where Shalom too would, well, Rachel, I call her Shalom. We call her Shalom, actually. This time, actually, I'm gonna call her Shalom. There's times where, like, also she would also give up to you. She would also be like, don't text me, don't call me, we're done. But then, the Lord will touch her heart, and then we'll continue with what the Lord wants us to do. And I know the Lord wants us to continue the Bible study because it is, it's something that He has ordained us to do. And since that's something He has ordained us to do by His grace, we'll continue doing what He wants us to do. By His grace, we'll continue to overcome, because without Him, none of us will be here right now. None of us will be doing any of this right now. None of us will be reading His word. None of us will be fellowshipping. None of us will be doing none of that. And there's also, like, the Lord uses the Bible study so greatly that, like, if any of us is sick, we'll pray for that person and that person will be healed. And many times the Lord has used the Bible study so greatly, like for example, danger will be approaching, and the Lord will expose the devil of his plans, and the Lord, of course, okay, and the Lord. Sorry, let me go back real quick. I'm trying to, like, cause okay, so there's times where, like, I think sorry, for example, there's times, like, the devil will set a trap for any of us, and of course, the Lord will reveal it to someone, and will like start praying, and the Lord will help us to, like, I don't know how to phrase it. I'm sorry, I don't know how to phrase it. Let me find a better way to phrase it. So, like, there's times where, like, the enemy will set a trap, right? A trap. And as humans, since we can't see the future, we can't see what's gonna happen next, but God seeing all things, knowing the spiritual, what's gonna happen in the spiritual realm, gonna happen in the physical realm. He knows all those things. So him knowing that, and of course him being a very merciful God and very caring, he would expose the devil of his devices to us, and basically let us know that this is gonna happen. Be careful. And of course, myself, there's many times where like a trap will be set up for me, and the Lord will expose that, like, be aware of that. Don't go that way, don't do that, because if you do, this is gonna happen. And there's definitely times where I would disobey and not listen to the warning. And the Lord will be very, very, very merciful at that moment, where he will again quiet again and help me avoid that warning, that trap actually. And of course, if it was not for the Lord really, I guess the word is, I don't know the word for it, but like continuing to warn me, and not give up. Because you see, even the Lord gets tired at some point, where he will let you learn it the hard way, since you're being so stubborn about it. And for me personally, despite me being stubborn about it, he really, I guess, pounded on that part, on the fact that it's like, don't go there, don't do that, avoid that specific thing, specific way, because there's danger. The devil is trying to trap you in that kind of danger. He's trying to destroy you, and despite me, of course, I'm listening, but it's like I'm not listening. I'm still doing what I'm not supposed to do. The Lord could have just, let me go through it, and I would have learned it the hard way. By him being very gracious and merciful, he just let it, like, he would just warn me again, and by his grace this time around, I actually would listen and pray, the Lord, please help me, Lord, to overcome. And he really did help me to overcome, because if I did not overcome that specific thing, I would not be here right now. I would have been out there doing things I should not be doing, ruining myself, and also losing myself. Because when I'm not with the Lord, I really do feel lost. I feel empty, and my mind feels foggy, and I just don't have a purpose. And the Lord is my purpose, and without him, I definitely do not have a purpose. I don't have what's the word? His my life. Okay, without him, I can't really, like, what's the word? Not good. Basically, I can't live without him. And without him protecting me 24/7, watching my steps, and leading me, I can't survive. I can't survive, basically. Because if I, for example, if it was not for the Lord helping me through all those things and leading me and stuff like that, I would have misled myself in so many situations, in so many bad directions. But because of him, he has led me, helped me through the Bible study, and that's where he has set me as my safe place, and for like when I need help. And of course, I know there's also a purpose for me that he would also want me to do, helping other people as well, by his grace. But I just know that in the Bible study that he has put me in, it's where he wants me to be, to basically to build me, basically. Honestly, unfortunately, the persecution sorry, until now, is still happening. But with honestly speaking, the Lord is teaching me throughout that persecution, to really basically he's building my character, and my character until now he's still building it. There's many things I do lacking, but I know he's building me and he's helping me even until now, even until this moment. I know he's helping me, and I know he's going to continue to help me, and not just me, but everyone in our Bible study. He's going to continue to help every one of us and to build our character to where he wants us to be. And the best thing about where the Lord has set us is the fact that we can always encourage each other's in the Lord. And when we are low, the Lord will use any among of us, like any of our crew members or our Bible study members, to encourage one another in the Lord. And I know the Lord will bring more people, and I pray that the Lord will continue to use us to help one another, and also the new members as well that will join the the Melchizedek School of Prophecy. And I know the Lord will truly work greatly in his people, and he will continue doing so, and he will continue to show his mercy and grace. Just know the Lord is truly gracious and a wonderful God, a forgiving God. I don't know how I've done so many things that he has forgiven me of, and I know that him being merciful, he will also do the same thing for you, help you in any situation, whether it's depression, whether it's spiritual things, whether it's physical things. Of course, there's also like for example, there's so much pressure on you because you have you have work, you have school and stuff like that. Even in those moments, the Lord is always there to help you, because the Lord has also helped in my school. Because it's actually in 9th grade, not 9th grade, but in middle school, I was not a smart kid at all. I did not know how to do nothing. I did not know how to read that well. I did not know how to. My grades were just bad. But ever since I met the Lord, I've been doing good in school. My grades are getting better, and my reading is getting better. It is. I've seen. I have seen him work, when it comes to grades wise, and other things too. But I'm just saying that ever since I met the Lord, I have gotten better, not just as a person, but also school wise. I'm still getting better as a person because I still like a lot of things, but he helps me with the things I struggle with, and he helps me with, of course, mind battles. I saw bad mind battles back then, but now my mind is cooled down. The Lord has taken that away, so I don't have constantly mind battles. The Lord has really helped me with that, and that's something I don't struggle with. And another thing that the Lord has basically taken away is when I was younger, young before I met the Lord, I had this pain in my chest, and especially when I eat too much sugar or something, I feel it. When I'm sick, it's just I just can't breathe. This sharp pain whenever I breathe, it's just I feel it so bad, and I just have to breathe slowly. And I prayed about that, and that's something that the Lord has helped me with over the years. Back then, it used to happen so often, but now it's I can't. A year can pass by and I don't feel nothing. It's the same thing when I'm sick. I know I can go to him when I'm sick, and he will help me. He will help me with my grades, personal life. He will help me with my personal problems. He will help me when I'm sick. He will help me when I'm having nightmares. Oh, and there's also this time I remember when when I'm I think it was, yeah, I was just there, and I saw my mom's phone there, and there was a picture of this weird um of this dead body or something. It was a very scary picture. Like, I think it was like, she got it on WhatsApp or something, and they were just showing what's going on around the world, and I was really 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 scared, and I was like so traumatized. I'm like, oh my goodness. So at that time, I was like, I don't know what to do. I'm so scared. I feel so traumatized. What do I do? Because that picture really scared me. So what I did, I prayed, and I was like, Lord, help me. That picture really really scared me. Please take away the fear. Take away all of those things. And just like that, I was not scared. I felt calm. I felt relaxed. The Lord has taken away all of that. So I do thank the Lord. He has helped me in so many ways, in even the littlest things. Like, for example, I'll be like, I think there's this time where I was like crying or something about the most simplest thing ever. I was really crying. I was like, oh my goodness. And the Lord would take away, like, what's the word? He will comfort me in a way and just make me feel better. But yeah, the Lord has done more, and I know He'll do the same thing for you, because He is a very wonderful God. He's very merciful and everything. So yeah. Um well, I wanna thank the Lord for what He has done for me, and there's still more that He is still doing for me, and I know there's also other things I probably have not mentioned. Again, the Lord has done a lot for me. I did also mention when my cat broke its leg, like its leg was broken or something, and couldn't walk. I prayed for it. I was like, Lord, restore my cat's leg. And in a couple days or months, the leg was back to normal. My cat was walking again and everything. That is also testimony to me, because I feel so sad for my cat. It was really like every single time was limping because its leg was just broken or something, and I don't know why. I think a car went over its leg or something, and I prayed for it. Now it's walking again, and I know that the Lord, being very merciful, He will do the same thing for you, and we thank the Lord for everyone's life, and God bless you. Amen. Bye.